In this video, I'm going to show you how you can use expression pedals in combination with MORTRIX. First, let's create a new scene, and inside the scene, we'll create a new preset. And inside the preset, we have a page for expression 1 and expression 2, ready to put in MIDI messages that responds to the input from the pedals. Before we add any messages, let's just quickly calibrate our pedals. So we can press calibrate, move the pedal all the way down, all the way up, and we're done. And the same for this one out here. And now the full range of motion on the expression pedals have been calibrated to the full range of values inside of MORTRIX. Okay, so now we can add in some messages. The first thing I would like to do is to control the pre-delay on my JSplice pedal here. So I simply go into the library and find the function for pre-delay, and I can activate live mode. And now I have live control over my pre-delay. Now it goes from a MIDI value of 0 to a MIDI value of 127 across the full range of my pedal travel here. And maybe that's not exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe 127 is too much for me, so I can just drag that down to a different value. And I have a nice smooth transition here. It may also be that I don't want to use the full range of my pedal travel. Maybe the bottom half here is, I'm not interested in using that. So I can drag the minimum and maximum points as I like and say this is the range I would like to use. And then I have all the change in MIDI values across this range. I can also put in a slight curve if I wanted to respond slightly different over the range. And I can put in as many MIDI messages or device functions as I like in this list. So let's say I put in the mix level also. And I'm going to put that down here towards the lower end of the range. So now the movement on my expression pedal is controlling both values. If we go out to the scene view and activate the preset, we can see how it looks out here. I have a nice visual graphic of how my pedal position is being recorded. Okay. So another thing we have in here is the mode. So the default is scale. But let's switch it to absolute and take a look at how that works. So now my preset is deactivated and I can use my expression pedals for other things. And now I reactivate my preset, but now the pedal position does not match the position that was last seen by the preset. So in absolute mode, it simply jumps to the new value and I get instant update on the output, and I have control in sync with my actual expression pedal. That may be exactly what I'm looking for, but if I'm not interested in that jump, I can go in here and switch to pickup mode. So again, my preset is deactivated. I'm using the pedal for other things. I reactivate and I start moving my pedal, and we can see on the graphic that I have a gap or distance between the current pedal position and the position that the preset last saw. So to re-engage, I need to match that level, and now I have control. So in this way, I avoid the gap that we saw before. The last mode is scale. And let's say again, I'm using pedal for other things. I reactivate, and we can see the last position that the preset has seen and the current position of the pedal. Now, if I move towards the top, I have a lot of range left up here, but I don't have a lot of range left in the preset on the MIDI values sent out by the preset. So scale makes sure to match up those remaining ranges, and as soon as they meet up, they are in sync, and now I have normal control of the values. So here I avoid the jump from absolute mode, and I get instant an instant effect from my movements on the pedal. So all of this was going on expression 2. I also have expression 1, where I have the same possibilities. I can add in as many messages as I like. I can set the mode. I can put in a label, whatever that is. I can do that for expression 2 as well, of course. And when we go out, we see the labels. I activate, and we see the current positions of the 2 expression pedals. And this works for every preset in every scene. So if I put in another preset here, and just put in some random message and activate both of them, we see that I have control of both presets at the same time. The last thing I would like to show you is something called positional triggers. So let's remove this CC again and put in a positional trigger. So positional triggers can fire off a MIDI message whenever the expression pedal, hits a certain position throughout its travel. So let's say when we move above 75%, so that's the upwards direction coming from below going above, we want to send out a MIDI message that controls the clock mode on the CXM. So let's find that. It's here. So when we go above, let's set it into lo-fi. That makes it light up in red here. So that's above 75%. And put in another trigger that when we go below 50%, we set that clock mode to be to the standard setting. So that's where it lights up in blue. And let's try that out. So we start here. Let's turn the setting to where it doesn't light up, and I'm going to move my pedal. So now when we move up above 75%, it lights up in red. And as I come back down below 50%, it lights up in blue. So that's the positional triggers firing off those messages inside whenever we hit this position. And of course, this can be combined with regular MIDI messages and device functions and whatever you like to put in here. So that's it for expression pedals and MORTRIX. As you can see, it's extremely flexible, but also very quickly to set up.